You're scrolling through a sea of recliners, wondering if any of them will actually fit into that tight living room corner, stay comfortable for binge-watch sessions, and maybe even charge your phone while you're at it. The fear of dropping a few $100 on something that either looks good on paper but ends up hogging space, or that just won't hold up when you settle in, is real. If you're hoping for a chair that feels like a low-maintenance spot to crash after work, but you don't want to sacrifice style or functionality, keep listening. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the biggest question most people have with electric recliners is whether the motorized mechanism is worth the hassle. In a small apartment, you don't want a bulky piece of furniture that you have to wrestle with every time you want to lean back. This gray linen power recliner is built to be space-saving. It's narrower than a typical love seat and the footrest folds neatly under the seat when you're not using it. In practice, that means you can tuck it into a nook or against a wall without it feeling like a barrier. I've seen it placed in a studio where the sofa doubles as a bedroom divider, and the chair slides right in without crowding the room. The electric recline works with a single side button. A gentle press sends the back smoothly into a more laid-back angle. Because the motor is quiet, you can lower yourself into the chair while a movie is playing and it won't drown out dialogue. That smooth motion is a real time saver compared to manually pulling a lever, especially if you've got a back injury or just want to settle in without a struggle. What really sets this chair apart is the built-in USB charging port on the control arm. Picture this: you're watching the latest series, your phone's battery is hovering at 5%, and you can just plug it into the chair without hunting for an outlet behind the TV. For people who live in smaller units where wall sockets are a premium, that little convenience turns a piece of furniture into a functional hub. I tested it with a 20-watt charger, and it kept my phone topped up through an entire episode marathon. The linen upholstery feels breathable, which is a nice surprise because many recliners use synthetic leather that can get sticky in summer. The gray tone blends with modern decor without demanding a matching set, and the fabric doesn't show wear after a couple of weeks of daily use. Now, who should actually consider buying this chair? If you're living in a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment, have a modest budget, and want a single seat that can double as a mini sofa, this is a solid pick. It works well for a home office setup too. You can sit upright for video calls, then press the button and shift into a recline for a quick break. Gamers who spend hours in front of a screen will appreciate the footrest extending without having to stand up, and the USB port means you won't have to pause for a charger. It's also a good fit for seniors or anyone with limited mobility who needs that effortless recline. On the flip side, this isn't the right choice if you're looking to fill a large living room with a statement piece. The chair seats only one person, so families who want a shared recliner experience might feel shortchanged. Also, while the linen looks nice, it isn't water-resistant, so kids or pets prone to spills might cause staining unless you act quickly. The motor's power is sufficient for a single adult, but if you're on the heavier side, over 250 pounds, you might notice the Recline moving a bit slower than a heavy-duty model. Lastly, the USB port offers only a standard 5V output, so if you rely on fast charging tech that needs higher wattage, you'll still need a separate charger. Overall, the value you get isn't just the ability to press a button and lean back, it's the combination of a compact footprint, a quiet electric mechanism, a built-in charging spot, and a fabric that breathes. Those practical bits add up, especially when you compare the price to larger leather recliners that lack the USB feature and take up twice the floor space. The trade-offs are clear: you sacrifice a bit of ruggedness and a larger seating capacity, but you gain convenience that fits a modern, space-conscious lifestyle. If that aligns with how you live, the power recliner feels like a thoughtful answer rather than a flashy gadget. So, if you've been hesitating because you're not sure whether an electric recliner can actually live up to the promise of comfort, space efficiency, and a little tech perk, this gray linen model checks those boxes without breaking the bank. Give it a try and see if it becomes the go-to spot for your evenings. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon.